A new legal twist involving the horrific killing of two volunteer firefighters on Christmas Eve. The gunman who ambushed the first responders, 62-year-old William Spengler, took his own life. But the case does not end there, as a convicted felon who spent 17 years in prison for bludgeoning to death his own grandmother, Spengler was not allowed to own any guns. Well, police have arrested his neighbor, 24-year-old Dawn Wynn, saying that she bought the guns that Spengler used in the rampage and did so under false pretenses. Here's the prosecutor.
The precise charge against Dawn Wynn has to do with lying during her purchase of these two weapons. According to the publicly filed complaint, Dawn Wynn told the seller of these guns, Gander Mountain, located in Henrietta, New York, that she was to be the true owner and buyer of the guns instead of William Spengler.
So what is her ultimate responsibility, if any at all, and what punishment should she face? Let's bring in our legal panel, David Wohl, a defense attorney, and Tad Nelson, also a defense attorney and former prosecutor. All right, so David, you think the focus here is a bit misplaced?
Well, I mean, obviously Spengler's the killer. There's no question about that, Greg. And, you know, when Miss Wynn went into the gun shop, she got this form. It's the ATF 4473 form. And right at the top here, you'll note it says a $250,000 fine and 10 years in state prison if you lie on that form. So it's hard for me to believe that she actually lied on the form to give guns to a guy she barely even knew. Now, there's also, it's important to know, no indication whatsoever that she knew of his background, knew of his conviction for manslaughter, knew that he was a felon, because if that was the case, she could be facing charges of conspiracy or accessory. So I do think it's misplaced. They do want to get a conviction here for somebody because Spengler killed himself, but it should not be with Miss Wynn.
But Tad, here's the trouble. I've been reading in the news accounts. She apparently texted a sheriff's deputy in Monroe County, and here's a quote. She later called the deputy and admitted she bought the guns for Spengler. So she could be in double trouble here because she may have already lied to police and now has confessed to a deputy on top of the official charge of buying a gun under false pretenses.
Absolutely, Greg. The issue, I mean, as far as the lying to the deputy with the text and that, and then making the phone call, that's trivial compared to the buying of the gun. And I just disagree with what he's saying over there. You know, in this situation, when you purchase a gun for somebody, you have no intentions of owning this gun. Clearly, she knows she's violating the law. There's obviously a reason why he can't have the gun. And when you purchase a gun for somebody, you are going to reap what you sow. And in this case, 10 years, which is the maximum, is what she should pay here. Ultimately, people lost their lives because of her carelessness. I'm sure Dawn Wynn is a nice person, and she probably never done anything else wrong in her life. But this was careless, and it cost lives. And you know how things are going in this country right now. We've got to lay down the law and put an end to all the nonsense with the guns.
You know,
that's the issue.
There's been terrible incidents with guns, Greg, but you don't use that incident, for example, in Connecticut to condemn this woman.
Do.
Greg, here's the thing. She said both her and her brother indicated that the guns were stolen out of her trunk. They've given that statement many times, and then suddenly a law enforcement officer says that she texted him and then confessed to buying the gun for Spengler. It doesn't make sense. I'd like to see that text. Well, I question that officer's reliability in this case.
Will certainly be a question of fact to be resolved by a jury if there is indeed a trial. But, David, as to Tad's argument here, look, two firefighters lost their lives. And, you know, she had to have known something about this guy because he was already a paroled killer.
Whether she knew that or not is completely unknown, Greg. I cannot attribute that knowledge to her whatsoever. I don't have any indication that she knew that. For all I know, and let's assuming arguendo, as they say in law school, that she bought the gun and she bought it for him, it may be that he told her that he had no money to purchase the guns. It may be that he told her, he may have coerced her. He may have made promises. We don't know that either. Yeah. There could have been threats made. There are a number of reasons that she could have purchased those guns, again, assuming she did buy them for him. And another thing, Greg, if she did that, she had to have known when she signed that ATF 4473 that she was going to transfer them immediately to him, because if she decided it a week later, she's not guilty.
Tad, she may not have read the form.
Right.
And
absolutely, she didn't read it.
I'll let you have the last word, Tad.
Most people in this situation don't read. Well, Greg, most people don't read the forms, and especially in a situation like this. This reeks of like doing a favor for a neighbor, probably getting a couple $100. The bottom line is, when you hand somebody a weapon in this country, you should be responsible. It's that simple. 3 people died. Somebody's got to pay the fiddler. Sure. It needs to be Dawn Wynn.
But for her actions, those 3 people might still be alive, including,
without a doubt.
My advice: read the forms. If she didn't, that was not a smart idea.
People never read the forms.
Yeah.
All right. David Wohl, Tad Nelson, thanks very much.
Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Greg.
With the clock winding